everybody, what's up? My name is Michael, aka Rickshaw. Welcome to Worship and Tribute Nerd. Today, we are talking about X-Men again. This week, and on Friday, Dark Phoenix comes out, and we're just gonna talk about our maybe some predictions for the movie and what's gonna come after. So I'm here with
Ross from The Worst Intentions.
Hey, I'm Jabe.
I'm Juan.
So anyways, who wants to start? We're X-Men Dark Phoenix. What do you guys think's going to happen?
I'll go. I think it's going to suck.
Think it's going to suck?
Yeah. You know what, though? If hopefully I am pleasantly, surprised. That's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully that, it goes out there and blows my socks off. But I have very, very, very low expectations.
Good or bad, it's done.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah, it's done.
Thank God.
The Fox X-Men, something to celebrate that it's finished.
Do you think they're going to continue the story like this one, like make it canon, and then the new one, that's not happened?
Completely erase.
Yeah, I think they're going to find a way to just
Hard reset.
not even mess
Hard
with it.
reset.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe, it would be funny if, in an X-Men movie done by Disney, we, see something on the TV, and it's like, X-Men movies. This is fun fiction.
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, there's so many reasons it has to end, and I know the MCU knows what they're doing. They know that they already have plans for this. I know Kevin Feige already has plans for the X-Men in the future. There's no way.
Yeah,
that
you know he's holding back. He's probably already been 10 years deep in this plan. I've been thinking about it that long. So
because he said 5 or 6 years until they do something.
So the MCU has a 5-year plan already set in stone, and they're going to stick with it.
Kevin Feige's
So even in the middle of them with having this 5-year plan, they got all the X-Men, they got the Fantastic Four, they got the rights to all that back when they bought Fox. But they were like, we're just going to stick with our 5-year plan, let the X-Men movies die down a little bit, work on a story, so...
That's the best bet.
Take your time. That's good.
Yeah.
For real, they've taken their time with everything so far, and it's been great. Just let it work out organically. Don't force it, and I think it'll be good. All right, but you want to go back to what I think the Dark Phoenix is going to be about? What do you think first?
Well, I've got
I've got some predictions.
Yeah.
Well, the things I want to touch on, besides the end of Fox, our predictions and let's look at what they've done wrong so far. What the Fox X-Men have done wrong and what they probably will do wrong again. So you can look back at all the repetitive plot points. They've always keep circling around. Mike likes to bring up, they're always bringing back Magneto is going to betray them somehow, and they're going to be cool with Magneto, but they're going to betray him. Very well might happen again. We did a lot of brushing up just now on what actually happens in the comic books. What I would like to see, I don't completely hate these movies, I love X-Men, and I love, some of the things that Fox has done, but they haven't done it right, especially now of what the MCU has shown us is possible. Fox can't touch it. So at this point, I would like to see it be good, but I really don't care as long as it's over. But we were brushing up on what actually happens in the comics, and X3 hadn't fucking nothing to do with it at all.
The Phoenix, the actual part of the Phoenix in X3 was a side plot. It was straight up a side plot. How are you going to take a Phoenix story and make it the side plot?
It should be two movies. They're completely skipping the Phoenix saga and going straight to Dark Phoenix. Because the whole story of how Jean Grey becomes Phoenix is a huge story within itself. And all this other stuff is going on.
Mm-hmm. When I heard that they were doing the Phoenix in the movies when I was younger, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I got to go. It was great. And then I go and I watch it. And I came out of there so pissed off. That's when I realized how much I hated those movies.
Yeah.
It destroyed my childhood. I know these stories. They're great. They're amazing.
I gave it a pass. I gave it a pass all the way up until that movie.
Same here.
Because going into the first movie, as the biggest X-Men fan, I was like, oh shit. When I left the theater, I was like, that was okay.
I wasn't even that. I was furious, dude. I was so mad.
It was when X3 came out. When I finally it hit me, I was like,
especially when they killed.
Why have I been giving these movies
Xavier.
a pass? You know what I mean?
X3.
Yeah, they kill so many things. They kill Cyclops off screen. Like,
what bothers me the most? Okay, what Fox? I feel like they don't watch their own movies.
I don't think they take it serious.
They don't.
Because like, look, like when you have a serious property in anyone's art, you're like, what did we do in the last movie? Or what did we do in the last album?
Yeah.
What did we do in the last? Like, this is, anytime you're doing something more than once, you want to like go to in a new direction. You want to remember, and then once you have an idea, you go, did we do that already? Let's go listen. Let's go look. Like you make sure you're not like stealing shit from your own movie, and they forgot to do that.
Or the plot points that they completely ignore.
It's like they don't even care to make a good movie. They just want to make money.
Yeah, that's why
the casting's always been good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that got me. Is like it's good casting. These guys are all
good,
great.
yeah.
They're good actors. I'm not mad at them. It's a story that's just trash.
Yeah,
it's a trash
the
story.
writing. It's the writing.
Yeah.
And you that's why this one I have low expectations for, and I will admit that since First Class they have gotten a lot better, and since then I have enjoyed them more. I'm still not to the point where I can be like okay, but at this point now I'm like okay. It's not going to be what I want at all. It's not going to be the Pheonix Saga. It's one movie. It's not going to be it. There's no way.
You're not going to get okay, just from watching the trailer, though, I'm curious of what they'll do, right? It's like, how are they going to fit this giant story? But I like it starts off in space. They do have the space scene where on the shuttle, because that is part of how Jean Grey becomes Pheonix. Like she sacrifices herself in the comics. She sacrifices herself.
No spoilers.
To save the X-Men, and she's dying. And she's like, there's a solar wave, and it's all this radiation's killing her, and she's like deteriorating. And the Pheonix Force comes to her, sees her that she was sacrificing herself for the X-Men, and decides to merge with her, like bond. And so then she's like back, right? Like Jean Grey's back.
Well, the reason, like, there's a scene in a different comic whenever she was a kid, she didn't know she had powers yet. And her friend gets hit by a car, and she's like a 5 or 6 year old girl.
10-year-old girl.
Oh, 10-year-old? Really? 10-year-old. Okay. Well, so then her friend dies, and as she feels her friend's like soul leaving her body, Jean like holds on to her soul and like keeps her alive. And from like across the universe, the Pheonix was like, this little girl just kept someone from dying for a little bit. That's pretty powerful,
Pheonix
so
being like the most powerful entity in the universe.
Right. So that's why whenever she sacrificed herself, the Pheonix once again was like, there's that girl. And then it was like, how about I save you as long as I could use you to like live through also. So that's how it all happens.
So that scene in the trailer, like they're just showing that in space at all, and like that, and the Pheonix merging with her, like that, at least it shows like a little bit of hope. Maybe they read a comic.
Yeah.
They might have.
But comics might have been allowed on set for this movie.
But then I remember what the last one, the Apocalypse, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, all right, Apocalypse looks legit. This is going to be okay. And then I see it.
Yeah.
And
the only reason I felt
nuts.
cool about that movie is because I love Days of Future Past.
I do. That was their best.
That was
one.
the one good one that they done. Besides, I mean, Logan was great too.
Yeah,
but
I count the Logan as
I was like, but after Apocalypse came out, I was like, oh, okay, they're just back to the trash movies.
Yeah, I mean, I want to like this one so bad.
It might be cool. It might be really cool.
Yeah, it could be
we
cool.
don't
And
know.
again,
We'll
the
see.
casting was good. I like who they casted as Jean Grey. I like who they casted as Storm. I know Michael. I know, and I get
I'm
it.
not too fond of.
And I get what you're coming
Sansa,
from, though. And
but-
ever since you said that, you jerk, I've been like, I see it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he's right.
At least we get to see Mystique die, though.
Finally.
Yeah, she
Please.
wants,
Spoiler
she's been
alert.
wanting to die. She's been wanting to die.
Watch the
and she's
fucking
gonna,
trailer.
Oh my
Jennifer Lawrence
God.
wants that character to die. They're going to kill her off. Actually, we might see several of them die since this is their last hurrah
Yeah.
for
Yay.
the Fox X-Men. We might no
Kill 'em.
telling what we
It's
might
just
see.
going to be X3 again.
It might
Cyclops
be, dude.
is
It's
dead.
gonna be.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should just kill
Jean's
everybody.
dead.
I would be stoked
They
by that.
they get
like,
Hugh Jackman to do a cameo and he kills Phoenix.
Yes.
It's like,
So,
surprise!
all right, I have my own few things that I want to see in the MCU. What I want to see what they can do with the X-Men. Is there any specific things that you guys want to see from comics or done better in the movies that the MCU can do better?
Gambit.
any of it.
Oh, so go ahead.
Any of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
any of it. But yeah, Gambit would be one.
Gambit. I loved Gambit in the cartoon.
Okay.
Like I would love
Yeah.
to see that
Gambit.
done well.
Same
Going
here.
rogue
Power
together.
is
It
good.
was kind of. I was kind of
Awesome.
bummed. What was it? First Class, right? And he was in.
What I want to see.
Oh no,
Or
It was
not
in
First Class.
Wolverine.
It was
It was like-
Wolverine. Yeah. Oh. ugh.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
of
That was
cringy-
bad.
There's a lot
That
of
was
cringy
really
stuff.
bad.
You know.
I would love to see. I want to see Rogue and meet
Gambit?
Captain Marvel.
Ooh.
No, because that is how Rogue flies. She holds on to Captain Marvel so long that it almost kills her. She steals a shit ton of her power, and that's why Rogue is so powerful.
And that's why
And-
Rogue could fly, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
why.
she's super strong.
Yeah, that she takes Captain Marvel's
That
power
would
and
be
keeps it.
amazing.
That
I don't
we have
think-
Captain Marvel, and we're about to get X-Men.
Yeah.
We need that
I don't think
competition.
people.
That would be such a great.
I don't
scene.
think people realize that that's like not Rogue's power.
Yeah.
Because everyone saw, you know,
Right.
90s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
90s Rogue, she was flying around, super strength and shit.
Yeah.
But like, even in the newer comics, whenever Captain Marvel's powers finally wore off, she can't fly anymore, and she just like when she wants someone else's power, she like borrows it.
Yeah.
So like,
That's
there's
her power.
There's scenes where she's like touching Wolverine, and then she's like got claws, and then she's like touching like Jean, and then like lifting shit. She doesn't keep all of them, you know. That was the only time that she held on so long that she like almost became Captain Marvel. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
I want to see that.
Yeah, that would be
bitch
awesome.
Get hurt too.
Dude.
That'd be fucking cool.
Wow. I love Brie Larson.
I mean,
I thought it was
she's
awesome.
kind of a dick, dude. I
No
like
way.
the character, but she's kind
Oh,
of
in
a
real
dick.
life?
Yeah, and in real life,
Oh,
she's
really?
kind of a dick.
Even
yeah.
better.
I mean, honestly, she's kind of a dick in Endgame, her character, because she's like all business. She doesn't really joke in that movie, and
Oh, that's her character,
every
yeah,
scene
that's
she's like,
Yeah, she's pretty hot. She's pretty hot though.
I saw interviews with
Yeah, but
her
Captain
and
America
Chris.
had a better ass, though, dude. I mean, you can see it.
That's America's ass.
She
I mean,
doesn't.
come
It's
on.
America's ass, dude.
that
Yeah.
is
Cap-
America's ass.
That
Yeah.
Cap had a better ass.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Captain
Like,
America.
it's objectively better, you know. No homo, but it's just science.
If you take like the golden ratio, I bet you it's like spot on right there.
I honestly saw, and there was no girls. There was no girls in this picture. It was dudes. I saw a picture of someone made a meme out of leaked butt photos of characters, like actors that sent. It looks like they sent them to their girlfriends or something.
Did you go digging for that?
No, it was like literally on my
Totally
Facebook
did.
feed the other day,
Sure.
and it was. Oh, yeah, I think it was. I think Captain Marvel was at the end of it. You know, it was like literally a picture of like Tom Holland holding the camera up, and like there's a mirror behind him, and it's like showing off his butt, and then it was like Chris Evans. Someone took a picture of him, and his like butt was out, and then it was like Brie Larson. It was like no butt.
Oh,
Yeah.
these squats.
Come on, yeah. For real.
Wow. Low blow.
I mean, but
Well, I
she's
have
cute
one
anyways.
more thing I would like. If I had anything to do with it, I know, this is like me dreaming real hard. But the beginning of the X-Men, I would love to see it begin with Scott's story, with Cyclops' story, and his brother Havoc, because the
Yes.
reason Scott in the comics, why he can't control his power is he hit his head when he was a kid, and his brother, and trying to save his brother Havoc. And that's why he can't control it completely. So that's why it's on all the time. But Havoc can control it, and I want to see their stories start together. I think taking Scott as a main character, like he's supposed to be, as a leader, the leader of the X-Men, and his brother with him. I think that would be a great
They just
segue
need to
into
utilize.
starting like, a
They need to
big part of the
utilize
story.
Scott in any way. They just never have.
See, they
Yeah,
need to
he's always
utilize
been, like secondary.
the whole team though. Like everybody on the team has a certain thing. I mean, they have their power.
They
but
all
that's
have
not
a good
even it.
story. They
But have a
usually
good-
should all
but they have a good,
address
like,
all of them.
They have a
backstory
dynamic
that,
too.
Determines what they do, and it interacts good with Scott. Like Wolverine reacts well with Scott because of the way Scott was brought up, but then also the way what happened with Wolverine and with Jean Grey, and all that makes sense in the stories because of how they grew, who they are as a person. It doesn't make sense in the movie when he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get your girl," and he's like, okay with it. He just gets punked all the time, but Wolverine's just gonna be like, "All right." No,
And the
you're
directing
leader, dude.
almost makes you root for Wolverine getting Scott's girl.
Yeah,
Like,
his,
Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
his like girlfriend of forever and like soon to be wife. Aren't they engaged or something in one of those movies? I don't know.
Exactly, but in the real story, it makes a lot more sense as to what's going on, and Wolverine is conflicted by it, and Jean is conflicted by it.
Yeah,
And
because
Scott
it's
is not.
stressful.
it took Scott
Yeah.
forever to land Jean. Like they were like friends forever and working together as X-Men. Like it took years and years, like over 4 years for them to even get close enough to start dating. And then so that love triangle that they have between
It makes
between
way
Logan
more
as well
sense.
makes a little more
It's like
sense. in that.
wacky.
Yeah.
They make it wacky in the movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like, you like my girlfriend? Stay away. You know what I mean?
Just,
Like,
come on, man.
it's wacky. Honestly, like I've always wanted, like even if the old X-Men movies, I've always thought like, why didn't they could have even copied the first episode of the animated series, and it still would have been better than some of those old movies. Because what happens in that, it's Jubilee. She's like at an arcade. She's like playing video games, and then she like gets pissed off and accidentally destroys one of the machines. Then on her way out, they're like, "Ugh, get out of here, mutant." And then on her way home, a sentinel shows up and is like, "Unregistered mutant, apprehend." And then the X-Men show up, already established, and save her. And they're like, "We're the X-Men. The government is sending fucking sentinels after us. We're here to protect you." Already a better movie than
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like they made Rogue like the ride-along character, and then she met Wolverine.
Why do they? Like, why?
Rogue should be an out front character. Like Jubilee kind of sucks.
No
But
way.
that's the ride-along character. Like you
She
follow
is, yeah.
her
Yeah.
as the helpless one, and then all the mutants come in and like help her out.
I just know this random comic story of Jubilee's hanging out with Wolverine and they're like going somewhere important, and then Deadpool shows up he's like talking shit to Wolverine. He like tries to fight him, and then he's like, "No, we're busy. I'm not gonna fight you." And Deadpool punches Jubilee in the face just to
Yeah,
piss
and
off
then, and
Wolverine.
then he's like, "Yeah, now I got you.
yeah.
Let's fight."
You know who I want to see in the movie done right, and they did it well in Deadpool, but it's Colossus. But I want to see more of Colossus' story and stuff. He's always
Like
been one
the
of my
real
favorite.
Colossus.
Yeah, like,
Some guy was arguing with me in like the comments or something, and he was like, "Man, you like, he was like defending the X-Men movies hard, and he's
Oh,
like,
come
he's like,
on.
"What's Disney gonna do? Just ruin it?" Blah 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 blah.
Oh, my
and then he was
God.
like,
guy trolling
he
me?
was like, people don't understand that at least they're risky enough in the Fox movies to kill off their characters. I was like, what is this guy talking about? Like,
Seriously.
like.
Did you see
Have-
Endgame?
Yeah, have you seen the success of the MCU? Like,
But anyways, I try to be respectful anytime I talk about this stuff, and it's like, I just think that there's 80 years of material. Let's give the X-Men a little more respect. You know what I mean? Like, let's not just pretend we're writing.
A brand new thing. As
Yeah,
well
I
as
don't-
Bryan Singer it seemed like he was doing.
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Well, look at
Oh
Civil
yeah,
War.
those comics. That's cool. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Like Civil War is a great example. That is a story that, at its core, the movie represented that. No,
pretty
it didn't
well.
happen
It was
like
kind
that.
of not perfectly, but good enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Civil
the
War was
comic books
awesome.
were
Yeah.
way different. There was a lot of things happened way differently. It went on for a lot more. There's a lot more
Yeah.
involved. But
They pieced together really well.
They pieced it together in a way that it made sense in a movie, and also made sense in a greater story as
At
well.
least they told the story like in a general perspective.
They gave
Like
it- they did it justice.
with X-Men, they don't at all.
They didn't
Like,
even
Yeah.
try. They didn't even try to tell its own story. Like it's just
yeah,
like
no.
Magneto goes good and then bad, and
Okay, wait. Predictions.
Eric, don't
predictions.
do this.
Predictions for.
I must, Charles.
So Dark Phoenix, Jean becomes Dark Phoenix, and she's like, all the X-Men are like afraid. She kills Mystique. Oh, thank God, that's the one thing.
probably-
I praise that already. Anyways,
Praise be.
What
so
about
then,
Quicksilver?
So then
She gonna
Magneto.
kill Quicksilver too.
So then
I like
Magneto
Quicksilver, man.
offers his help. Right? Think that's gonna happen? He offers his help.
Of
He's like-
course.
Oh yeah.
She's like, "Oh, Jean's super
She's-
powerful. The child needs to be restrained."
she's out of control.
yeah.
I'll help you.
And then Magneto turns.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
like
As soon
in
as she gets her
5 of the other
powers, it's
movies.
like, oh, she's a bad guy? Huh.
Yeah.
I'm on your team, dog.
Yeah. Then she's
Yeah.
like, and then they fist bump
Yeah.
in the movie. You guys think it's happening?
Might happen.
Yeah.
It
40,
might
60,
actually happen.
yes.
X-Men bingo, it's on there.
Yeah. They fist bump, and then Charles is like, "Don't do this." Right?
but I must.
Why is she almost is wearing the same X3 Pheonix instead of, man, I would love to see the fucking comic book Pheonix.
Just do the costume, man.
Yeah,
it
just
looks cool.
any of them do the costume.
Okay,
damn
so
it.
expectations for new, the MCU. Like, my expectations are so low at this point from the X-Men movies. If we even see a picture of the X-Men wearing their real costumes, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like you could show me a picture of
Mike.
not even the front. Let's say Storm in her real costume, and I'll be like, damn,
Dude, just from like the storyboard, not even a real picture. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll lose my mind.
I back that. Yeah.
If I can see
Bryan Singer's like,
Wolverine
no, I got this.
in the,
I'd love to see Cyclops in a real.
I want to see
I
Wolverine,
guess we
man.
kinda did.
Cyclops.
Wolverine's outfit's awesome.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And I know this
The orange,
And it's supposed to be
orange-brown or
it's supposed to
whatever.
be flashy because he's
So,
short,
too.
dude.
exactly. I wanted to make him a short guy because
Oh,
it
you
has
guys-
a lot to do with who he is as a character.
Yeah, he's like a mean short
He's
dude.
got short
He's
man
just burly.
complex.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's just a burly dude. He's
Unhinged.
like, "Rrr." Exactly. Just
So I
pure
understand,
rage.
Juan, you have some. If you were going to
been looked
cast
down
your own
on
X-Men, you have
all
some
his
ideas,
life.
huh?
I got a lot, but
we're gonna do
I'll
that
give
for
you
its own
some,
video.
yeah, we got another one for
okay.
that.
You're gonna do a video
we're
for
gonna
all casting.
We're gonna do a X-Men casting video, but everyone is taking their time and writing a list.
Yeah, I got a
And then
spreadsheet.
once we all are done, we should agree to sit down and do it. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, here's mine, and you're like, well, I haven't thought about it that much. Let's all get it going.
That's a hard job
Like
to do.
one or two if you're disputed.
Yeah, if you have a couple,
I've been
then that's
researching,
fine.
man.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever's on the casting team for that, and he has to cast all the new X-Men. That's gonna be hard to do.
That is gonna be hard. There's a lot
Yeah.
of good actors out there, honestly, and
Well, they have
on
to
top
pick
of
somebody. It's got to last 10 years.
that,
at least.
exactly,
Yeah.
you got to get some young people, and you also got to get some people that you know are going to be around. You know,
See, but it's such a hard task though for me. Like, I'm not even like, if someone is kind of old, I'm still just gonna put them on my list because like I think that let's pretend there's no X-Men movies at all, and we're just casting off of what you know of the character and who you think would do the job.
yeah,
Like, I know that we're shooting for young because it's the MCU that's going to take over, but I don't know any young.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking
I mean, if
casting
Patrick
agent.
Stewart
Right,
came
yeah.
back, though, that'd
We
be
just
kind
know
of cool.
stars as
Right.
viewers.
Patrick
as-
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart
That
has
would be the
always
only
been.
one.
Yeah,
I
like
was like, oh shit.
I
dude.
remember being like in 8th grade and looking at a Wizard comic, and it was like, if there was ever an X-Men movie. First of all, that blew my mind. I was like, "Oh, that's never gonna happen." And then, it was like Professor X, Patrick Stewart. Even back then, I was like, "Yeah, that's the only person."
Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the guy.
He did.
Anyways.
He's pretty perfect.
He was perfect.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, that was the perfect move. But
I don't
even
have it.
Fox
I
though,
only have one casting
You're like,
idea,
oh yeah, we
What's
got
that?
that. Yeah.
and it's Kit from Game of Thrones for to be Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah, to be because he's short.
I don't want it, bub.
I don't want this.
I don't want the role. Do you want to be Wolverine, Kit? I don't. I don't want it. Oh, okay.
You're already a wildling, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Torments as Sabretooth.
Oh,
Not bad. I don't hate
Thrones
it. Dude. Yeah.
goes X-Men.
Just like,
I'm
yeah,
all
make
down
all
for
the
it.
Game of Thrones cast a bunch of
Bran
X-Men.
is
That's
fucking
most of the- most-
Professor X. He's already in a wheelchair.
might as well.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's gonna.
Most of the
be
people I could think of were Game of Thrones people,
He's
honestly.
three-eyed Raven. You know.
That's great.
I got a lot of ideas, but I want to
Sansa,
save my
Jean
content. You know,
Right.
I got too much.
Yeah, because that could be a
We'll
whole
save
video.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't, and I really don't have much else to say, so got to save it.
Right. So are you guys seeing it this week?
I'd like to see it Saturday.
I'll probably see it this weekend, honestly.
Yeah.
I plan
Probably
on
red
it.
box it.
We'd have like a 6 months later video. Jabe joins the discussion. What do you think, Jabe?
Yeah, I was coming in 6 months later, guys. Just want to throw in for this this movie.
Just
Yay
the
or
thought it
nay?
sucks.
Yeah, some follow-up thoughts. You know,
It might be
Magneto was
good. We'll see.
Maybe was bad.
Maybe we'll do a follow-up video to see how accurate we were.
yeah. If it's real trash, we should do one immediately and just trash it.
Right.
Trash.
Well, yeah.
Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate that
Yeah,
it's
we'll
that it's over,
celebrate.
that they're all
Yeah,
that it's
next
I'm
dead.
calling trash. I would love to see it be awesome. If it's Days of
I hope
Future,
it
if
is.
it's close to Days of
I
Future
think
Past,
if
it'd be
it's-
sick.
If it's real good
But it's
or if
gonna be
it's
more
real
like-
bad, we should do
It's
a
gonna be
video next
probably
week.
along the lines with Apocalypse.
Even if it's okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's
It's
just
like
do a
okay,
video.
like Apocalypse was.
Yeah, Apocalypse I didn't even think was okay, honestly. I was
okay.
pissed off on a lot of levels for that. I've only seen it once, so I'll leave it at that. It's how much I liked it. I saw it at the theater, and I was like, well, that's the last time I want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I've watched a few times. It's not. I mean, it's
I was just
definitely
really
missing.
pissed off because of how excited I was from the other ones. I mean,
Right.
even though they weren't that good, at least they gave me hope, and they were going in the right direction at the very least, And they
I really
just
did
let
love
me down
Days of
again.
Future Past, and I thought it was like a good
No, it's
chance
an
for them to
amazing movie.
reset all
Yeah.
their
It
mistakes.
was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
chance.
It's like, oh, time travel, everything's reset. They can do whatever they want. Oh,
Especially with
Yeah,
that ending,
still messed up.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they made it seem like everything is okay from
Yeah.
here on out.
Dude, I
And then it was
told
like-
so many people to go see that movie. It was amazing. And then Apocalypse came out. I was like, oh, fuck.
The beginning was strong, when all those
Yeah.
other mutants were like killing people straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It had,
All right,
it did have
sick.
it had its good
They had-
scenes. I'll
They
give
had
it that. It had
problems
its good
directing
scenes.
though, and they had like a lot of reshoots. Like Dark Phoenix, they had 4 sets of reshoots for this. So no
Oh,
telling.
I'm calling bullshit right now.
Well,
Is it gonna suck? That's
most
what-
of the time
that's what it
when we
means.
see that
Usually,
happen,
if it's not like,
usually it's because problems directing, and if there's a lot of clashing going on, like creativity, like creative wise, it becomes this
problem is though,
Frankenstein
it's like
movie.
they
and
have to
sucks,
send all
so
that
we'll
shit
see.
to the editor, and the editor's like, yeah,
Well,
here's
so-
your
yeah.
movie.
Apparently, in
Think
an
what you want.
interview recently, they said that James McAvoy said that the reason they did one of the reshoots was to change the ending, because the ending of their movie was a lot like another superhero movie, and so a lot of people were speculating, well, Captain Marvel and that movie were like kind of filming around the same time, and then let's think about how Phoenix, like they were saying that maybe aliens come down to be like, because they notice the Phoenix and they're like, we need to stop this chick, and then she just wrecks their shit in outer space above the Earth's atmosphere. Sounds a lot like another movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sounds like
Right.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Sounds like Captain Marvel. So it was like, so apparently they reshot everything.
Good. The original.
No telling. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, like I said, good or bad, it's as long as it's
Yeah.
done.
Going in
As
low
long as-
expectations, but maybe it'll be cool.
I say this, and who rushes off opening day, opening weekend to throw my money at this movie? I'm going to talk shit on the very next day or as soon as I walk out. This guy. So I mean, they got me hook, line, and sinker. Anyway,
I mean, we're
so it
doing a
doesn't
job
matter.
here, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is work, you know? We're putting out all this content, you know?
It's for you guys. Doing it for you.
Because I wasn't even going to watch the movie, you
It's for
know?
us too.
He really wasn't. I
We're
was talking
nerds.
so
We
much
do
shit.
love the X-Men. So.
He was boycotting it altogether.
Yeah, I
Mike
was,
going
I was
to,
so
yeah.
upset.
Wasn't gonna
Just-
go see it until someone bought his ticket.
And then and he was like, "Are you gonna watch it?"
I'm gonna see it though. I gotta see it. I have to.
I'm the same way.
I mean, at this point,
I wanna be
it's like
I wanna
having a
be-
shitty little brother or something. You're like, God, I fucking hate this mother. But I'll be
I
around
guess
for
I'll
him.
go.
It sucks
go
to
see
have to
it.
follow. Could you imagine
Yeah.
having to follow in-game? Like, literally just came out a few months ago, and now, like, it doesn't matter what you put out, it's going to be trash. It's
Exactly,
going to look
it's
like
trash.
trash.
So I
Yeah,
mean, I
so-
know firsthand that there are people standing with the X-Men movies pretty hard. Just saying.
Fuck those people.
Yeah.
Don't
All
cut-
right, so
And,
you want to call
yeah.
it there?
Yeah.
That's
Don't
a good.
cut that.
Hey, if
I
you
think it's a
are
strong
like,
ending.
if you're like, if
Fuck
you're one of
'em,
those people
dude.
that just like blindly follows Fox and their bullshit fucking doesn't make any
But you know
sense.
what?
X-Men.
Some
Give us
people
reasons.
just like a
For
good
real, give us
movie.
reasons.
Yeah,
Tell
give,
me.
give
Yeah.
us any kind of reason. Comment.
Tell us
Go ahead
why.
and comment.
Yeah.
Tell us
Because
why
that's
we're
fucking
stupid.
ridiculous.
Tell us why you love those movies. We're not gonna hate to your face.
You know, I was like, Mike
do
always
it.
brings
Like,
up
hey,
a
behind your back,
good.
but that's
I
fine,
love
you
your
know?
analogy. It's like, would you really respect a movie based on a book? Say like Lord of the Rings. You always say that.
like Bryan Singer in the original X-Men movie was like, no one on set is allowed to have a X-Men comic book. So if you were making a Lord of the Rings movie and the director was like, no one read the no one read the freaking Lord of the Rings. We're making our own movie here. It'd be like, I think we're in trouble, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Everyone
though,
burn your copy of the Lord of the Rings. I'm the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I read the back of it. We're gonna
who
be
were
okay.
Those guys were nobody.
Yeah.
I'm the Lord.
Uh,
I'm the Lord now.
It's like the guy that goes to the autobiography section. He just flips to the last page.
Yeah. Sucked.
Boring.
on that note,
Predictable.
good luck, X-Men. Good luck. We'll see
right.
how you end and how you begin again.
Yeah, well, I guess we're going to call it, and next week you'll hear if we liked it or not. All right.
We'll see.
So next time on Worship and Tribute Nerd.
See you later, nerds.
Bye.